about restarts. Jimmy Johnson gets a big wiggle off turn 2, and the 41 of Kurt Busch comes by.
Yeah, he got really tight. Oh, there it is.
Around goes the 4.
Hold the brake, stay up there.
A lot of damage to the back of that car.
And this is what we talked about. This is what we said at the top of the show. The pressure of these decisions.
Real slow here, real slow.
16 with Jamie McMurray. There's the left rear blowing up. And around goes the 4, and one of our chase contenders in the garage.
And a guy who knows all about him is Brad Keselowski. And Brad, what is it like for him to be dealing with this kind of track at these speeds as he's the meat and the sandwich getting bobbed around and he crashes?
Oh no, big trouble.
Yeah, we talked about a couple of slides, or maybe 3. It's going to eventually go wrong, and it finally did.
He was very loose, very loose. Well, this is definitely not the day he was looking for, but and sometimes this is how you learn.
Yeah, I'm fine. While we're doing that, lap 10.
It's going to spin out on you, and that adds to your problems.
I've often said you got to be strong mentally to be successful at this style of racing. I go back to last year when he was competing for you, involved in an early crash in the truck race. His only experience here, does that weigh on his mind at all?
Oh, that's definitely weighs on your mind. And this type of racing, look, it's tough. It's really tough. You know, you want to trim your car out to be as fast as it can be. And sometimes when you do that, they make them hard to drive. He had a great qualifying effort, up in the top 12. So that team obviously had that car trimmed out. Knowing what positions you can be in and what positions you can't be in is critical. And he didn't necessarily pick that position. You know, Daniel took him to the outside, but he was in trouble, and we could see it coming. Everyone could see blood in the water, so to speak, Michael.
2 has a great run down the front straightaway. He's going to clear that 11 car down into turn 1. 11 had a problem off turn 4, just lost all of his momentum. Brad K making a move on his teammate.
They catch the 12 and the 2 into the wall.
Hard hits.
Penske drivers.
Here we hit pretty hard, guys.
You saw the 2 go up the race.
Just so frustrating. Here Brad drives to the bottom. Now he's on that flat surface. Left side's on that yellow line. Loses it. Gets up the racetrack. Gets into Blaney. Big hit. I really think, guys, look at that hit.
Wow.
Hard hit.
He slammed the wall hard. Wasn't able to steer that car then. Took a long time for him to get it stopped.
And, many times we've seen Blaney leading races and getting a crash. Seems like I've seen that several times. That's tough.
He's got the momentum. Clear
That's tough because it's your teammate.
Bring back now, right in front of you. Go low.
Racing hard. That's interesting because, Kevin Harvick, we all thought and think about Kevin Harvick as being the master here, but he said after the race last week at Texas, he felt like that was when they needed to win.
Around goes the 9. Chase Elliott hard into the wall. The back of the car's gone.
Wow. That is a big impact. Yeah, you can see, watch how quickly this race car comes around. You can see everything felt good, and then immediately it went around. Big hit for Chase Elliott. Watch the sparks fly out from underneath this car. See right there. He's along for the ride right now.
He was a team that decided to not come to pit road, but I don't think anyone expected to have any sort of tire issues. This is the same right side tire we've run it before. You mentioned it, just a big rear impact, very square on the rear bumper. And you see the back of this car, unlike last year, you see some deformation. You see right there, the back of the car has squeezed into the rear glass.
Everybody's pushing and dragging the brake now.
No second guess at all. He collects Austin Hill.
Wreck it behind you.
Wow. Guy that dominated all day is in a wreck with less than 5 to go.
And that's where you see, Talladega, there's never a great place to be sometimes.
Wow. That was all that energy in the outside lane.
Austin Hill was trying to win the $100,000. Here's what happened.
Second car in line, and
boop, getting a shove from AJ there, and just kept getting squirrelier and squirrelier.
And that's where the spotter was saying, hey, there was a gap behind you. Here comes the group. All right. Well, now you got to still know what to do with it. And here's Allmendinger.
Broke up. You should get a run right here. You should get a run. You should get a run here. Go.
Goes around. Reddick fights back on the outside.
6 laps to go. Oh! Reddick gets into the back end of John West Townley, and Townley is into the wall. Caution is out.
Lock it down there, bud. Lock it down. Lock it down. Lock.
And John West Townley's chase hopes come to an end.
Really hard.
Got to your quarter panel, bud.
I think John West thought he was clear and went to move up to the racetrack to get his entrance into turn 1 right. And at this late stages of the race, Reddick wasn't going to back off.
No, you can see John West had him run way up the track. Nothing wrong with that. But don't expect the 29 truck of Reddick to let off the gas. We're past that stage of the race. Watch this. Wow.
Rico Abreu, by the way, gets the free pass on board here with the 29.
I hear you, man. Keep coming. He's an idiot. Keep coming there, man. Good job.
Under caution for the 3rd time today here at Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California. Lap 46 of 150, the issue for Ray Black Jr. coming off of turn 4.
Running the low line and looks like just gets loose. The front end sticking well, the back end not so much. And watch this innocent spin turn into a crash, Brad.
Yeah, what happens on these cars is the front splitter, it's like a front wing that you can't see. It's underneath the car. And every once in a while when you get in a spin like this, it'll hook. And that's what's going to happen. As right front tire goes down, it's going to get too low. It's going to hook and rip the whole thing off in the grass.
I think the tire going down was the difference, because if the tire doesn't go, the right front's going to stay up high enough and the splitter's not going to catch the grass. Wait till you watch this group drive through the field. Ray Black Jr. heading back to the garage.
What a move through 3 and 4 by Bubba Wallace to stay right there. He's going to have to stay aggressive, stay tight on the door of this 5.
Oh, around goes the 5.
Moves under you. Keep coming.
He slides it into the wall. He goes. The caution comes out.
Just get it rolling. Just get it rolling. You're fine.
No air on the 5 as he was going through turn 1, and around he went.
Wallace had to lift quite a bit the door of the 5 car to have any chance of pulling the pass off. They go down in the corner. It's like the back end just comes right around.
And remember, this is on older tires. You know, so although we haven't seen a massive difference in tire grip between old and new, you are sailing down into turn 1. And we talk about how little grip it is down there, and just the back of the car just comes around on him.
Junior, you mentioned it. The 23 had to slow way down to stay out of the turn, and that allowed William Byron to move up. We'll see where he was when the caution came out.
Yeah, the 23 is way up the racetrack and trying just to not crash himself.
Which line does he go to? Now Harvick's not quite clear. Harvick's on the outside of him. Now, boom, he didn't make a commitment.
Oh, and around goes the car behind him. That's the 6, or excuse me, the 9. A very close call there for Sam Hornish Jr. in the 9. The caution comes out. Now we're getting closer to the possibility of a green-white checker.
I think that's an advantage for the 88. I think we've seen every restart. He leaves the line with a huge advantage. We've seen this.
Got together?
Yeah, we have. We've seen this time and time again. You see the splitter makes huge contact with the grass. The car starts to bounce. Luckily, it lands on all 4 and just continues to spin. But we've seen this. The 9 goes to make a move, looks for that inside line, wasn't clear of the 1, drives across his nose, ends up spinning through the grass.
Tore the splitter completely off when it grabbed the grass initially. And then once again, hit hard and up into the air. A wild ride for Sam Hornish Jr.
And listen, I know I make it sound simple.
77 of Eric Jones and the 24, and around goes the 77 of Jones, almost up over the wall as they hit hard.
That Kenseth.
The 20 of Kenseth involved, as is the 1 of McMurray. A big wreck coming out of turn 2.
Inside, watch your inside. All right, we're rolling, guys. 4 flat.
Turn 2.
You can see they're coming off turn 2, and Eric Jones' car gets loose, puts a little bit too much wheel back to the right, and basically head on into the wall, and then major impact behind, got him up in the air.
I think that was Daniel Suarez perhaps that made the first impact. It looked like the 19 car, that orange and white car.
But as we mentioned, the 20 involved, the 1 of Jamie McMurray.
There's the big hit right there for the 20 car. You see Jimmy Johnson on the left-hand side of the screen sliding through.
Man, it's very good to see Eric Jones get out. That was a big, when those turn back to the right, look at this at real speed. Look how big this impact is right here.
And that's so easy to do, Rick. Right along with Matt Kenseth.
Look at middle lane. He's still out there. You see 3. Easy, easy, easy. Stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low.
Aggressive on these tires and abuse the tires too much at this point in time. If that is indeed, they may be looking at left sides while they're getting fuel, depending on how long they're going to be out there.
Yeah, that's what I would be looking.
Oh, trouble! Gosh, what a mark. Ryan Newman hard into the wall. Michael McDowell hard into the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Terrible crash. Again.
Yeah, you look right over here. You see, looks like not Ryan Newman overran that corner just a little bit. You see quite a few cars over there. So come back on the track. Contact between Biffle and Newman.
Yes, Biffle came back on the track. Newman was right there. Got into him and hard into that guardrail, and the tires sends him back out in the middle of the track here into McDowell.
See the rear end housing loose from the car, and then it goes over the fence. Well, that last impact for McDowell was the one that probably knocked the wind out of him.
Coming right at you now.
Keselowski has had to work to get his way back up through the field, and here's the problem with not communicating what you're going to do on a stop. Brad Keselowski came in, they called a code word for the stop. He thought it was...
into the wall. He got pushed into the wall, and now Brad Keselowski and others are sliding behind him. There goes the 38 of David Reagan making contact. Now they go into the infield grass as well.
Brad looked like he had a handful of race car off of turn 4. Looked like he was getting a little bit loose off turn 4 and having a hard time with that race car.
Daniel Hemrick, there you see the 8s. A lot of damage to the 2 of Keselowski.
Let's see how this, oh, he gets a big push from the 4, and that just turned him. The 4 hit him pretty hard, and Brad just lost control of the car. Turned Brad into the outside wall really hard. Here's a great shot with Kevin Harvick. Oh man, it really isn't that hard of a hit. It looked like he was just trying to get Brad moving. Unreal that it doesn't take anything to get these cars out of control and out of the driver's hands.
Yeah, Harvick trying to push him to get him by that middle lane, and when he hit him, it just shot Brad up. Then it just all stacks up, and guess what? When you're all running a line together trying to help each other and something happens, guess what happens to all of you? You all get damaged.
Harvick's in the fence a little bit. I think he's going to be okay. Really impressive by Joe Logano and a lot of those guys behind them to get out of the gas and not create any more cars spinning and turning and crashing and obstacles to get through and get by. They could have collected a whole lot more race cars than it did. Harvick kind of smartly put his car up against the fence, like, hey, I'm going to go up here and kind of hope that nothing hits me, nobody gets into this wreck. Going to get on Logano's roof here.
Oh, it's a great shot.
Coca-Cola can. And watch him lift it. Here's the throttle. Oh, here is Spotter telling him everything to do.
You're clear.